What's good with y'all, man? I'm back with another video, bro. Now, look, y'all seen the chapter reaction. If you haven't seen the live chapter reaction, go ahead, Max. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you've seen the chapter. Now, before I get into the video, make sure you sub up to all my channels. If you're interested, I got different channels with different type of content, game and stuff, IRL stuff, so go check that out if you want to, right? But now, it's a couple things in this chapter. Now, let me start off by saying this. After I read the chapter in my live reaction, I said I'd give the chapter like a 7, right? But that was my live reaction. You know, stuff takes a little bit of time to settle in. After I reread this chapter maybe about 2 or 3 more times this morning, and I'm not gonna lie, this chapter is at least an 8 out of 10 because it's some stuff I forgot about in my live reaction that I did. You know what I'm saying? You know, you forget, you don't remember everything and retain all the information at one time, right? So let's just go ahead and get straight up and go straight into it, right? We finna start off the first interesting thing I seen in this chapter, and that was the fact that Vivi and Morgans and Wappo were listening again to the government's call when Luffy was talking to them, right? Now, I feel like that could mean a couple of things. For one, that means Morgans is definitely finna have the scoop on this Egghead Island shit, right? We already know what's gonna get put out in the newspaper, but it's different if he hears shit, but it's different if he just hears rumors in the world versus him actually listening in to calls and shit. So this is definitely finna be good. I definitely feel like this is going to lead to Vivi making her way to the Straw Hats. Maybe she ends up hearing at the end of the arc or something that the Straw Hats are about to be on the Elbaf and she asks Morgan to drop her off an Elbaf or something like that. But I definitely feel like Vivi will retain some valuable information while listening into this, and so will Morgan's, right? Maybe even Wappo. Who the hell knows? You know what I mean? But yeah, that was interesting to see they was listening in, and I didn't really talk about that in my first live reaction to this chapter. And it seems like the government's still interested in Nico Robin, you know what I'm saying? First thing they say is when they hear Luffy, it's like you talking to one of your homies, but you got a cute ass girl in the background. Like they hear the bitch voice and it's instantly, fuck you, my nigga. Who is that right there in the back? You know what I'm saying? It's understandable. It is Nico Robin, you know what I mean? But you know, they got to point out the fact that the government is still on that, right? Now, the next thing we need to discuss, right? The Vegapunks. We have some Vegapunks that are dead, man. Now, they didn't show us this chapter. I don't know why. That's kind of weird to me. I feel like this was the chapter or last chapter are the chapters where we should have gotten, you know, the flashback stuff explained, like what happened. Like we got a little bit of stuff explained this chapter of what happened, but it's still some cloudiness and fogginess up in what the hell went on, right? So, I did a look at all the Vegapunks, right? 2 are dead. No, it says 4 are injured and 2 are dead, right? So Shaka and Pythagoras are dead because I see all the other Vegapunks. Those are the only 2 I literally do not see. So I'm going with the fact that they are dead. Now I'm not sure how the other one died, but we all know and seen that Shaka was killed by York. So I don't know, man. With that being said, and the whole shit where Shaka was talking earlier, and he was talking about I feel like I might die soon. I don't know if that was just Oda trying to hint at the fact that this nigga was about to die, or if like the nigga can actually, you know, sense it or, you know, can tell. I'm not really sure, but I feel like something is still unresolved with this Shaka shit. Like Shaka was focused on heavily in the beginning. Well, besides the main Vegapunk, right? It was like Shaka and Lilith were the main ones being focused on. And then now Shaka's just dead all of a sudden. Shaka was talking to Dragon and all this shit. So I don't know. I don't know. Something's weird with this Shaka shit, honestly. Something's weird with it. I won't even fucking lie to you, right? Now, next thing. Let's go ahead and talk about the Seraphim, right? So the Seraphim are putting these bubble-like things, the bubbles that the Mark Pacifistas can make. And this stops people with Devil Fruit powers. It's only a couple reasons I feel like these are going to be used to save some other people with Devil Fruit powers, or maybe entrap some other people with Devil Fruit powers. It might also be able to save the Straw Hats or some other people from people with Devil Fruit powers, right? Now let's talk about these Seraphim real quick before we discuss if the Straw Hats beat them or not. Well, no, actually, never mind. Let's talk about the Straw Hats winning. Now, the Straw Hats won, like, you know, as far as like, you know, winning this whole situation, but winning the fight, I don't think that was the case, right? Because we see right here with Chopper's talking about Robin's wounds. Who the fuck was Robin fighting? We're not seeing hella wounds from Zoro, Sanji, and Luffy, but we do see a little bit of scratches and shit on Zoro and Luffy. Now, that's not enough to determine, you know, if they really had a full-on fight and finish, but this nigga Kaku was in the back lying down. He said, even though I was facing 2 of the Seraphim, I'm still ashamed of myself. I'm pretty sure that's him talking while he's laid out on this fucking stretcher back here. So that means, and this nigga's fucked up. So that means I'm assuming the fight went on for a little bit longer, and then we made our way. Somebody made their way down here, got a hold to York, and then boom, they cut the Seraphim off, right? And this is another reason why. if you go, no, let me go back down in this chapter, my fault. Frankie says, thanks for doing the unpetrification, which is true. But just because someone has Boa's devil fruit, that doesn't mean once you beat that enemy, they just get unstoned. You have to give that as an order. But somebody in the comments might say, how do you know they just didn't beat her and then she submitted after she was beaten? I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true because in this situation, right? Look at this. This looks like a flashback. Luffy says, these are my comrades, Hancock. You have to undo your powers on them. Please, you're the only one that can save them. The situation seems dire as shit. Luffy seems dead ass serious. If Luffy already got the fight won and shit, like, I mean, of course he'd still want his friends to be unfrozen, but this seemed like some shit that's happening in the midst of battlefield so they can hurry up and get the fuck out of here. So I do not think the Seraphim were beating my nigga. I think they just called off the order, called them down, and then put them in these fucking bubbles, all right? Now let's talk about the Seraphim and their personality. We all already figured eventually, and there was hints at the beginning of this arc that the Seraphim would eventually end up becoming or taking some, you know, taking form of themselves and how the normal person who the Seraphim is acts like, right? We figured that's how it was gonna be. Cause we figured Boa, when she seen Luffy, she was gonna act like she loved Luffy just like the real Boa. Now, let's talk about the Mihawk Seraphim, right? Because I know it's always Mihawk speculation, you know, even though the chapter don't even be about Mihawk, you know, it's always some shit about Mihawk to talk about, guys, whether it's some fraud shit or what. But look, so the only two Seraphim we've seen talk are S-Hawk and Boa, right? Now, since we know they act like the original person, Mihawk says, how dare they lock us in here, right? Now, I could be reaching. This could be me looking a little too much into it. But I don't know why, for some reason, that sounds like some cocky, upper echelon royalty type of response. Like, when I hear the words, how dare you, like, it sounds like you looking down on the niggas you talking to, right? Now, Mihawk could just be a nigga who just looks down on people in general. But if you've been watching my channel and been watching some of the older videos and stuff, I've been speculating, and I'm leaning towards the idea that as a child, Mihawk used to be in the Holy Knights, right? And if the word is in the name, Holy Knights, if you are Holy Knight, I'm pretty sure you get celestial dragon-esque treatment, and you know, you get to look down on niggas. And if this is a younger Mihawk, wouldn't he still be caught up in that type of, or wouldn't he not feel like he's still in that same similar environment? You know what the fuck I'm saying? So maybe this could be a hint towards how Mihawk was, or what he was doing and how he was acting when he was younger. Let me know if I'm reaching or not. That's just my speculation and what I've seen on that, because I felt like that was some interesting shit in this chapter. But now let's go ahead and go on to the next thing, right? So guys, we actually might be going to fucking Elbaf soon. Now, I like I said, this is one of the things I forgot about in my live reaction, like that I really wasn't even paying no attention to. I don't know how the fuck I wasn't paying attention to this like shit when I first reacted to it, but God, this is actually good. So, Vegapunks talking to Nami and shit like that, and then Nami's talking about the not the poneglyph shit, the fucking log poles and shit. And she says one of them's pointing northeast, and Vegapunk says, ah yes, that's where Elbaf is. Luffy and Usopp shocked this shit. We've been dreaming to go there. And they start saluting and shit and being happy, right? So, what could potentially happen if we leave Egghead and go to Elbaf next? If we leave Egghead and go to Elbaf next, of course we got three potential things, right? I'm gonna give you my ones that are most likely to least likely. Like, I'm gonna explain them all. We could potentially see Shanks at Elbaf. We know he has territory and ties there with the Giants. I feel like that could happen, but at the same time, I'm leaning towards the fact that we might not see him. Maybe we get a glimpse of Shanks. Like, maybe just now seeing Luffy touch down, but he's leaving or some bullshit, like how it always is or something like that. Because Shanks was just there with Kid, and Shanks was already about to head out. Unless Shanks done already did what he had to do and then came back home, I don't think Shanks is going to be there. Either that or we're catching him right when he's leaving or some shit like that, right? Or he's going to catch us right when we're leaving, and he's going to be coming back when we leave Elbaf. Something like that. Or two, we know Useless Captain Mid. Y'all know he got stretched over there near Elbaf in the Elbaf waters. If he's not dead, it's a good chance he could be on Elbaf, or he got pulled out by Saul or something. Actually, that's a fourth scenario I forgot to even think about. Third scenario, which is most likely not gonna happen because she's probably fucking dead, which is Big Mom coming back and showing up in Elbaf, but I fucking doubt it. I mean, she's back. By this point, it seems like her and Kaido are dead as shit. So until I'm proven otherwise, I'm proven wrong otherwise, like most of the community, I'm gonna just assume that that's that, right? that they're fucking gone. But we do have to go to Elbaf because that's probably where Saul is, bro. And I know people have speculated Saul could be the man marked by flames. So, and Robin even has a little reaction to Elbaf, so she probably thinking about Saul, you know what I mean? So we could go there and we could end up seeing Saul. If we do end up seeing Saul, I definitely feel like he definitely might have some ties to where the poneglyph is. Shit, Saul might even be working with Dragon, like how I said in the video a minute ago. If you haven't watched that theory video, go check that out. But I wouldn't be surprised if both of them two niggas was working together and he was helping out the Revolutionary Army and shit. Because remember, when in the flashback we got earlier this arc, when Vegapunk and Dragon were there, you know, looking at Ohara after, they saw the giants pulling shit out of the water. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them went over there and started fucking with him and asking, and Dragon was trying to recruit niggas and all that type of shit. You know what I mean? The shit's not that far off from happening. This arc has really been a lot of setup, not even a lot of setup, but this arc has showed us a lot of shit that we've been waiting for to see that's finally unfolded. The dragon shit in the beginning, now we got the Elbaf shit, now we got the Gorosei and all these niggas finally getting name dropped, Vegapunk and shit finally showing up. Like, we got a lot of shit finally happening, so I wouldn't be surprised if the dragon shit does tie into the Elbaf shit in some way, shape, or form, because he's already been tied into this arc like crazy so far for no reason. Now, at the time I'm editing this video, it's a rumor going around on Twitter that the Elbaf arc will start on chapter 1100. I don't know where this rumor came from. It's just speculation, but let me know what y'all think. But if this somehow does start on 1100, that means Egghead will end in 10 chapters. So if Egghead does end up ending in 10 chapters, there will not be no real fight. It's just going to be a big-ass clash, and then something's going to stop it. Because there's no way Luffy full-on fights Kizaru or Saturn, or anybody gets a full-on drawn-out fight in 10 fucking chapters. I refuse to believe it. So yeah, if Elbaf does start 1100, just know the fight is gonna get broken up and something's gonna stop it 100%. Let me know what y'all think though. First, right? So York changes the password on the Vegapunk, so they can't open the dome. And she didn't share all the information with them. Y'all know how all the Vegapunks have the information shared in their brains, so they all have the same knowledge, right? How did she keep that away from them? Like, I don't get that shit. How in the fuck did she keep that shit away from them? Like, I can understand changing a password, right? Because that's just changing the password. But how can you stop uploading your satellite shit to all the other Vegapunks without them noticing? Like, I hope that gets explained, because like, there's no way it's just some simple shit like, oh, I'm just choosing not to upload today. I'm just not gonna upload for 3 weeks straight. And none of the Vegapunks ever know this shit. Like, come on. I feel like it has to be more to that. I need that to be explained a little bit fucking more, but it is what it is. I'm not tripping too much off that. That's just something I fucking thought about. Now, right after that, we get like a little flashback or a thought bubble from Lilith. And this Vegapunk saying, Lilith, I leave the command of the Vega Force 01 to you, right? And I'm pretty sure that's this giant ass robot. Yes, that's that giant ass robot near the Sunny. Now, I don't know why when I heard this flashback, like anytime I see a flashback and they cut to a new character, I'm either thinking they either about to get some important shit happen or they're about to die. Now, right after this, Lilith says, I never left this island before, to tell you the truth. Now, y'all know in One Piece, anytime people get to spewing about how they never been nowhere before, how they never left an island, or how they want to leave somewhere so bad, especially if Luffy is around while that shit's being said, it's a good chance we're gonna be allies with these niggas in some way, shape, or form. And we already know we're allies with Vegapunk. So I feel like this could lead to Lilith potentially coming on the crew. I'm not saying she's gonna join officially, but she could, you know, ride with us and be honest with our journey for a good portion of the final saga, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people have speculated that Vegapunk will be riding with us for a little bit of the final saga, but who knows? He could go right off with Dragon. We could get Lilith. Blackbeard and them could get York, you know what I'm saying? So everybody got a little scientist working with him or some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if she joins, but I also wouldn't be surprised if she somehow dies or some bullshit by the end of this arc. Not sure, but they definitely showing some type of signs with Lilith right here, I ain't gonna lie. And the next sign, which could be some more BS speculation, or maybe I'm actually cooking right now, Liv could let me know in the comments, right? Right after this, Bonney and Luffy start talking about the food. And Bonney says, I see. What a great man Sanji is. He's skilled at cooking and strong at the same time in battle. And Luffy says, When'd you get in such a good mood? Why are you acting all weird? You know, this could change depending on what translation you're reading. If the translations change like crazy, I'm reading One Piece scan. So if y'all reading TCB or something else and the changes and the scans change like crazy, let me know. So I could discuss this and, you know, get a better understanding of this. Because sometimes the scans be all weird and shit. But yeah, Bonney acting suspect as shit, bro. Could she be Katarina Devon? Because we know Katarina Devon likely, she goes for women majority of the time, right? That's not to say she doesn't, you know, steal the bodies of males, because we've seen her turn into Absalom. But she mainly likes killing beautiful women, right? Bonnie's a cute girl, you know what I'm saying? And Luffy even points out she's acting weird. I don't know why when I first read this shit, it seemed kind of weird, because I ain't never seen a girl this whole series compliment Sanji for real. Like, either Sanji really out here pulling, or like, that's what really makes this so weird. Like, Sanji fans, I know, like, there's no way y'all read this panel and was like, this nigga Oda actually letting Sanji have a girl like him. Like, I feel like that right there throws this shit all the way off and making me speculate about this bitch. But I don't know, it could just be like Bonney fucks with Sanji, who knows? But I'm keeping an eye out for this shit, because this seems kind of weird. But this next panel makes me think maybe I'm just tripping, because Bonney does say she feels better now that she gave up on killing Vegapunk. And Luffy says, good, we won't be annoyed by your crying anymore. And she says, I was crying. I wasn't crying. Now, if this was Katarina Devon wouldn't know that, you know, that she wanted to kill, that Bonney wanted to kill Vegapunk, you know what I'm saying? She wouldn't know this shit. I don't think she takes their memories when she takes on their forms, right? We don't know all this shit. If she does, then hey, this could easily be disproven. She gets the memories and shit too. But as of right now, I don't know none of that shit. So with that being said, it's looking like this could really still be Bonney. But if that's the fucking case, where the hell are the Blackbeard pirates at, my nigga? Like, why are we? And that's another thing. If this is Bonney, right, and she did really give up killing on Vegapunk, can we see the flashback? What did she see that made her be like, alright, fuck it, like, I'm done with this nigga? Like, even then, right, I would think, because we saw her seeing shit that was happening to Kuma, which is allegedly her father or father-like figure. So I would assume the bitch would still be sad, but she ain't sad at all. Like, she is happy, clear as day. Like, I would think she's still upset about the Kuma shit. But it's like she's completely blissed. Like, this bitch is happy as shit. Let me know if y'all think Bonnie's suspect or not. I low-key thought Lucci was suspect, because the way how he kept on having the inner monologue this chapter, and he was staring at Stussy, and we know Katarina Devon loves attractive women like Stussy, so who knows? Maybe I'm just really trying to figure out who this Blackbeard pirate shit is. But Oda, you need to go ahead and drop that, man. Like, I need to see them pulling up, and I need to see that Bonney and Kuma flashback. Let me know what do y'all want more? Do y'all want to see the Blackbeard pirates see what mayhem they finna cause more? Or do you want to see the Bonney and Kuma flashback more? I don't know which one I want to see more. I want both of those bad, I'm not gonna lie. Now, we got a little bit of interesting character shit for Kizaru right here. My fault, y'all. I just had to catch my breath and shit real quick. So, the Frontier Dome, Garcia tells Kizaru that he can just go through there since he's made of light and it's made of lasers and shit. So he just asks him to go through there, right? But Kizaru says the one Vegapunk stationed to the dome is a friend of his, which is Sentomaru, of course. Garcia says to ignore him. Kizaru says he cannot ignore a man who is determined to fight for his duty because that goes against his ideals. So for all of us, and I'm one of these people who thought Kizaru was just a government slave, gotta clap it up for you, my boy. We wrong. You have some sort of backbone. Now, I'm not gonna say this means you got conquerors, but all them niggas out there who was saying, yeah, just because you work for the Marines and shit and because you take orders doesn't mean you have conquered. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you gotta wait. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes do their job to a certain extent, but like how we were seeing here, niggas draw the line somewhere. I'm not saying this is Kizaru having conquerors or nothing, but this does show he has more of a backbone that actually gives a fuck about certain things, which is good because 99.9% of the time, this nigga's always trolling like shit. So yeah, that's a fucking good thing to see right there. Then we see a little bit of the Vice Admirals, right? Quick cuts to all them with some little thought bubbles and shit. Not really important what they saying. But one of the main things this chapter that we finna, like this video that we finna get to talking about, is Luffy and Kizaru or potential matchups, because I've seen so much delusion about this bullshit already. I had to get up and make the video today. I was gonna make this its own separate video, but you know, I'm gonna keep it all in one. The ones who decide to watch the whole thing get blessed, you feel me? Now, Luffy and all them arrived. Luffy and Frankie and Bonney and all them arrive at the Sunny at the end of the chapter, last 2 panels. Kizaru starts bouncing around. He goes to the thing. He fights Sentomaru. He kicks him. They clash, right? Sentomaru puts his hands up to block it. He's kicking. Right after that, we cut back to Luffy. I don't know if this is him saying that. I'm pretty sure this is him because it shows his face after it. So, yeah, there's no one else's face is shown. He says, "What's that? It's light coming from below. It's someone strong coming." I've seen people say, "No, that's not Luffy talking." I've seen people say, "No, Luffy just talking about Saturn. Oda's baiting us. Blah, blah, blah. Luffy's not scared of Kizaru." All of you niggas who were Admiral haters, it is not looking good, man. I swear to God, even though I don't even want Kizaru to fight Luffy, so don't even think I'm just a nigga trying to push my Admiral agenda. I want Sanji and Zoro to team up and fight Luffy, okay? That's what I want. But now, I kinda want Kizaru to fight Luffy just so I can see y'all niggas in this Admiral agenda get stopped. I'm tired of this Admiral agenda. I don't know who told niggas that the OG3 Admirals were ass or that they're first commander level, right? I don't know who came up with this dude with this dumbass shit. I hear it everywhere. I hear it on TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. This right here, I think this chapter proves how bad some of y'all want the Admirals to suck. Because there is no way the panel literally shows Kizaru fighting under this nigga. Even in the background, you see the light coming up behind Luffy, the little light ball shits on the side and everything, right? Nigga even said out his mouth is light coming below. Is someone very strong coming? And niggas is still trying to say that this nigga Luffy is not talking about Kizaru? Like, come on, man. Y'all have to give up the delusion, bro. Delusion only works for so long, bro. You can't delude yourself. Like, if Luffy fights Kizaru, right, and they go high diff or whatever right now, let's say Luffy win, right, but it's high diff, like 8 out of 10 difficulty or some shit, and you know, it ain't no easy fight, but Luffy barely manages to win or some shit. What are y'all niggas gonna be saying? What are y'all niggas gonna be saying then? Because even if that happens, that means this nigga took a Yonko to high diff by himself. You know what the fuck I'm saying? The nigga who just beat Kaido high diff by his fucking self. So how does this logic work here? How does this play out? Like, I don't know. I definitely think it's Kizaru. It could be possible Oda's baiting. Oda could potentially be baiting, right? But I don't think so, man. Because if he was baiting, the bait would have to be a little more drawn out than this. You literally can't have Kizaru attacking right under this nigga. Then you cut to Luffy, and you got Luffy literally saying there's light below someone strong. Bro, I've even seen niggas say Luffy's talking about Blackbeard, bro. Like, oh my god, it is crazy how bad niggas don't want Luffy to be afraid of Kizaru, bro. Like, trust me, I like Luffy. I love me some Luffy, bro. I wouldn't watch this shit if I didn't like Luffy. But stop downplaying the fucking Admirals, man. Stop it. Stop it, bro. And even then, if Luffy fights Kizaru, we don't even know if Kizaru finna be able to go all out, because it's still shit on this island that this nigga can't destroy yet, bruh. Like, this is, I don't know, man. The Admiral downplay is disgusting. How long have I been recording? I've been recording for 23 minutes. I'm not finna keep y'all boys too much longer, bro. But yeah, let me know what y'all think, man. Out of all the stuff we discussed this chapter, what's the most interesting thing to you in this chapter? What's your favorite part of the chapter? My favorite part probably either got to be the Katarina Devon speculation or the Elbaf announcement that we're probably going to be going there next. Well, that's not said, but it's speculated. And of course the end with the speculation of Luffy fighting Kizaru, right? Now with this panel being shown, do I think Luffy will fight Kizaru? I'm leaning towards right now. I'm leaning towards yeah. You know, my answer could change next week. You know, I don't know when the fucking other chapter comes out. We got this early, so I think we're gonna have to wait 2 weeks for another goddamn chapter, sadly. But you know, y'all the boys know I'll provide y'all with videos in the meantime. But yeah, right now I feel like Luffy might fight Kizaru, but y'all know what I want. I want Zoro versus Sanji team up. Zoro's my favorite character. I fuck with Sanji too. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what I want. But if Luffy fights him, that's cool too. So, cause I get to see that my agenda is pushed regardless, whether Zoro and Sanji fight or Luffy fight him. I get what I want regardless, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all want in the comment section below. If y'all got any other type of One Piece type of videos y'all want me to make, man, drop them down below. I don't mind taking ideas from y'all. Like, y'all give me suggestions. I wouldn't mind doing it, bro. You know, I do this to entertain y'all. So if y'all got other stuff y'all want me to do that'll be entertaining, let me know. Love y'all boys and appreciate you for watching the video, and I'm out.